clean up all this paper. Y'all subscribe. She's laid on the draw. I don't blame her there. See there, I'm a good houseman. I clean up my stuff. Here it is! We'll do it live! As Bill O'Reilly said. Here it is. So, sit Bert's case over. He likes it. He likes his traveling case. Oh my goodness. Hey. Look at that, man. Note in here. I won't say what that says. It's just a spec sheet. Not dirty. Jimmy wouldn't do that. Now I would do that to you. Man, look at that. Check out the Mahogany. We'll put up some pictures. It would be hard to get out the glare. This is plum pudding. Let's go play it. Oh yes, howdy folks, howdy. Yes, I forgot to say that at the beginning. The reason I forgot to say it is because we were doing it live, as Bill O'Reilly said. I love that video. I might have to link it down in the description box. It's got some bad language in it though. Anyway, so back somewhere around going on 6 months ago, I got my first Edmonds D-18 build, which after the fact turned into the Sean Brock signature model. I will link that video down in the description. And I made mention in that video when I unboxed the guitar that prior to even getting that one, I said, you know what? I want a Moon Spruce 18 style as well. Now, this whole journey started in, I believe it was January, when Dale Owen bought a guitar, which was a Jimmy Edmonds D-41, off of a guy, a Brazilian Sunburst D-41, and had it sent straight to me for a video, and I wanted to keep it, and ended up being able to buy it from him, so it never went on the market. And I instantly had ordered a Edmonds D-18, actually just before I got to get the ownership of that 41. And before my 18 came in, I ordered this 18, and now this 18 is here. Are you confused? Please subscribe. So anyway, this is a Moon Spruce, and some people have asked over and over and over again, what is Moon Spruce? Rather odd term. Google's a wonderful resource. because it'll tell you more logical and concise information than me. But moon spruce is alpine spruce coming from the Swiss, Austrian, German Alps. So it's high altitude spruce that is harvested during a certain phase of the moon when moisture is pulled from the wood. Now that sounds like a lot of malarkey. I know it does, but at least it did to me when I first heard about it. I was like, I did that Joe Biden thing, that come on, man, kind of thing. But if the moon can control the ocean tides, I says to myself, and obviously we harvest syrup, we tap maple trees in a certain way. Why not also control over other trees? So after I have owned, this is the third moon spruce I've owned guitar, and first from an American builder. But I love this wood. How's it different than Adirondack? We'll talk about it. Let's play it a little bit more. Nice and fat. Fat like me, but nicer than me. And Jimmy always gets things. He's a really good player and has a really good ear. Did a lot of recording, engineering, and different things. So he always gets the intonation so spot on, up and down the neck. I ain't used to the guitar yet. Come on, give me a break. So check out the bass on this. That's another difference. Very good bass. But not quite as boomy, I think, as my red spruce 18. There's a certain fundamental, heavier fundamental, I think, in the moon spruce. A really nice balance. And it has the volume, true to Edmonds fashion. You could really cut loose. There's also a difference in the mid-range I think in Moon Spruce. There's more mid-range, more emphasis on the mid-range than what there is in Adirondack or Red Spruce. I think you get a little more emphasis on lows and highs in Red Spruce and a little more emphasis on mid-range in Moon Spruce. But that's my opinion. See what Bert says here. That's nice, man. You get just enough sizzle without something going, just screaming at you. You got good sizzle and attack on the top string. Grab a capo. We'll come back down. And what about this headstock? That's different, right? I think I had the capo on a different guitar here. Obviously. Better tighten down. See what it is. Key of A. Very, very powerful. I've never played an Edmonds. There's certain guitars that when you go to moving a capo on them, it seems like they're a better guitar open or they're a better guitar with a capo. And I've never played an Edmonds that I thought that. I've always had full confidence all the way up and down the fingerboard, capoed or open, that you're going to get a big sound and you're going to get a punch. B flat. Now, this is my proving ground for a guitar. It's overall intrinsic qualities. Right here, we're going to hear it together. Are you ready? Tight, punching, ooh. Nice, nice B flat. I knew it'd be good, but I didn't know it'd be that good. Come get me, Mommy, I'm eating dirt. I knew it was going to whip me, but I didn't know it was going to whip me that bad. That is a powerful... Jeez, oh Pete. Man, this is a brand new guitar. It's not some guitar I've sit around and played for 6 months or something. This is a brand new guitar. Okay, key of B. It's got that clarity thing going on where you can tick it, you know. And the abilities to make a note jump out. Very, very important to me because I'm a lazy, you know what. And if you want to really have musical expression, you've got to have that. If I want to go... which ordinarily I wouldn't make those necessary those two jump out necessarily, but you've got to have that ability in an instrument. And it's amazing. That's the thing. People say, well, what's the big deal on old guitars? That's one of the big things about it is that they are voiced as such, they're aged, they're broken enough to where you've got dynamic opportunities. And sometimes on a new guitar, they can be kind of stiff. On a great new guitar, I'm really surprised how open, continuously surprised, because I've played, I don't know how many brand new Edmonds guitars I've played, and they're always that way, and every time I'm surprised that they are that dynamically capable, just fresh out of the box. Let's move her on up a little bit, the 5th fret, and I'm trying to remember the stuff we used to do on these. All right, key of C, 5th fret. Nice. Check out some of the tone color here. Millimeter by millimeter. Huge deal right there. You know what? You want to get stupid with me? How far up will this thing go? We'll go to 8. Right there we go. So every once in a while I do a whole lot of layers of guitars, you know, do sort of putting stuff out there to fill real big rhythm sections. Does that pop all the way up there? Then you've still got bass. What do you think of that? With a loose capo. I've played a lot of big money dreadnoughts that don't have that much thump open. And you can take this thing down 8th, 9th, 10th fret, wherever you want to take it. That's what I'm saying. Intonation, you don't have to worry. You don't have to sit around messing with a bunch of junk. Wait a minute, man, I'm not in tune. All that stuff. I know because I've owned a lot of mandolins specifically, but I've had a guitar or so in my lifetime where I would be cutting a track and everything would be fine here. I'd come to here, the intonation would be off, and here I am having to retune it to match and punch in on something that I could have just done in one take, but the instrument let me down. You don't have to worry about that with Jimmy stuff, and that's why you got people like Vince Gill and Zach Brown and all these other guys playing them. I just kind of gathered onto the idea because good people who have good ears and know what they're talking about play them, and I know what Jimmy is as a musician and what he can do for you setup wise. This is perfect. So the specs, Jesus, thing sounds good. The specs are, this is a moon spruce or alpine spruce. I'm not sure if technically where the tree was cut, if it was Switzerland, if it was Austria, or over there that the corner of Germany over in Bavaria. Very beautiful. The shade on this is left to Jimmy's devices because we kept talking about what do we want to do. Well, we don't want to do the same. My other two guitars are Sunburst. We don't want to do the same burst. But we don't, he said, I don't know, it's such a pretty top, we could leave it natural. I said, all right, leave it natural. And he's like, well, add a little shade on there, it'd look good too. And I was like, all right, add that. He's like, but it looks good natural. And I said, man, just you do what you think looks right at the time. And man, oh man, look at that. Ain't that pretty? Is that not pretty? Ebony bridge and fingerboard, bone nut and saddle, varnish finish. I don't want to leave nothing out, and I'm afraid I'll forget something. Tortoise, those are Waverly pins in there. the tortoise, 2 1/4 bridge spacing. That's kind of what I've grown to prefer, is a 2 1/4 bridge spacing, a 1 3/4 neck. Take a look at that mahogany. Lord have mercy. Look at that, man. So this is Honduran. It's I was just down there, man. I thought the whole time what I wouldn't give to go over and get a load of mahogany and bring back with me. This is Honduran. This is something they call plum pudding, and I told Jimmy, I said, listen, don't use your best sets on me. And he said, well, I've got a couple sets here. I got one in mind for you. That's just got, there's kind of a bear clawish thing going on in there. There's just a lot of interesting character in this mahogany. Here's the other side there. Strap button installed at the heel. And Jimmy's a detail guy. One of the things that I've always appreciated, and these little bitty things add up, but on the strap button there, he puts a leather washer in instead of the felt washers that you usually see, which compress, and you get out on a gig and your strap button's loose and you're cussing and talking about yo mama and all that kind of stuff, because and it seems like no matter how much you tighten it down, a while later it's loose again, even though the humidity's not low. And with the with that leather washer, I have never had one of them even get loose. 1 3/4, kind of a Martin inspired. There's 28 leaning sort of inlay there. Real good looking tortoise binding too. It's kind of got, it's got the red thing going on. I like that, man. I really like that. Ebony fingerboard, Evo Gold frets, Evo Gold, 1 3/4, and in trying to make things a little different, but not necessarily unusual. Jimmy asked if I was open to this Gibson inspired headstock, and I said, sure, whatever, man. Knock yourself out. I'm not married to Martin oblong headstocks. And one good thing is I like how the tuners kick on these a little bit. Not that I have anything against a Martin headstock. Waverleys, and they're tortoise button. Real nice, man. Really, really nice. And contrary to some people's popular belief, some of the bluegrassers will say, well, I don't like a Gibson style headstock because I can't store my capo behind the nut. And I actually don't store mine behind the nut very often, especially on varnish. But right there you go. I mean, that's even making a B7 and stuff. If you make some B flat 7s or something like that. Not in the way. I don't want to mess up my finish, man. I'm trying to show you that you can store your capo and mess up your own finish. But yeah, that's really cool. I like that. I like the Gibson style headstock. I'm probably leaving something out. 1 3/4. At the nut, this is not as fat of a neck as is on my signature model. I told him to build a real fat neck on it, and of course when other people order that, they specify the neck they want. This is I'm going to say this is just near about his standard neck. So if you like fat necks, this works for you. If you like thin necks, like a Martin low oval or something, this also works. It's just kind of bigger than a low oval and smaller than a 37 neck. What a sound. Sorry, I was ad-libbing. What a sound. Folks, well, I appreciate you watching, and don't forget to subscribe and check out the description box. You can contact Jimmy if you're interested in a guitar. We'll put his website there, edmondsguitars.com. Thank y'all, and take care.